Hey there, anime lovers, welcome back to Scene Decoded. Today, we're diving deep into another episode, explanation of the beginning after the end. The episode kicks off with our protagonists arriving at the auction house. Vincent's auction house, to be precise. As soon as they step inside, we see it's packed with wealthy, high society people. Arthur is observing everyone around him, noting that these are some seriously VIP individuals. The place is filled with incredible artifacts. Human cores, sculptures, and various valuable items. Arthur mentions that all of this reminds him of his previous life, which gives us those nostalgic feels we love about this series. We get a scene showing Arthur's father, who's working as a commanding officer and is also in charge of security. He's keeping an eye on everything that's happening. The attention to detail in the security arrangements is really well done. Then we see Vincent making his grand announcement, welcoming everyone to the auction house. He mentions that they have special guests coming from the kingdom, the king himself, along with his queen. Vincent announces that this auction is their 10th anniversary special, so everyone should get ready for something big. Arthur, seeing all this, reflects on how these kinds of events played important roles in his previous life too. Vincent starts the auction, bringing out a sword first with a starting price of 50 coins. The bidding begins immediately. Then we see Arthur looking around for the next item when we get introduced to a mouse character. His mom asks if he wants to buy anything, but Arthur says they probably don't have enough money for these expensive items. She agrees, saying, "Yeah, you're right about that." That's when Arthur notices that his pet Sylvie is nowhere to be seen. He asks where she is, and his mom says she has no idea where Sylvie went. We cut to Sylvie, who's wandering around the venue when suddenly a man appears in front of her, staring at her intently. Back at the auction, they bring out a rare mana beast, a tiger. We see the king's scene where his son immediately says, "I want that one." The bidding starts with a base price of 100 coins. People are calling out 100, 200, 300, 400. Then suddenly the king shouts 1,000 coins. Meanwhile, Arthur is searching for Sylvie and can hear her voice. We then see the king talking to Vincent, the auction owner, saying that this mana beast would be perfect for his son. Vincent agrees, saying that if handled properly, it would be very applicable for the prince. Here's where things get intense. We see Sylvie with one of the guards, who's saying, "What is such a rare mana beast doing here?" He's trying to take her, but she won't go near him. That's when Arthur arrives. The guard asks, "Is this yours?" Arthur replies, "Yes, this is my pet," and asks, "Isn't this part of the auction?" The guard confirms it is, then says, "Oh, is that so? Listen to me carefully." Arthur, hearing this, says he won't listen to anything. Sylvie comes to him, and Arthur says, "I'm leaving now." But then the guard says, "Leave that mana beast here. It's perfectly compatible with my abilities." Hearing this, Arthur is completely shocked. The king's man starts attacking Arthur, but none of the attacks are having any effect on him. Arthur tells them to stop this behavior and starts to leave. That's when the guard says, "Do you know what the price of this will be? Trouble will come to your family too." Hearing this threat, Arthur says, "Say that again." This is where we see the environment completely change. Arthur enters his deadly avatar mode. Everyone starts suffocating from his overwhelming aura. All the people in the auction hall are having their minds blown by his presence. Everyone is being pressed down by his overwhelming aura. Even the king can't understand what's happening. Then we see Arthur return to normal. We see the king's scene. He now knows who did this. His father is apologizing to him, and the king says, "Watch everything that happened here carefully." Then Sebastian, the king's man, arrives and says, "We shouldn't let them go just like this. In return, I want to take that mana beast, so I can raise it properly." Hearing this, the king says, "Oh, is that so?" He tells everyone that Sebastian wants the mana beast. Arthur tries to say something, but no one is listening to him. That's when his father steps forward and says, "I have no responsibility in Arthur's actions. This is my son's pet, so he will make the decision." Arthur says, "Your offer is very good, but I cannot find any replacement for Sylvie." Hearing this, the king says, "Oh, is that so? Then what if I give you this lion?" His son protests, "What are you doing?" The king asks Arthur, "How does this offer sound to you?" The king continues, I made so many requests and you're still not agreeing. What do you want? Arthur stands up and says, your pride is too much. So if I ask for something in exchange that's very close to your heart, will you give it to me? Like your son. Hearing this, everyone is shocked. Sebastian orders his guards to kill Arthur, but Arthur very calmly knocks out both guards, saying your status might be high, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Sebastian starts throwing fire at him, but suddenly we see that time has stopped. Sebastian can't understand what's happening. Arthur comes close to him and starts breaking his bones, asking, why has time stopped, and why can't anyone hear my voice? Sebastian couldn't understand anything. Arthur says, no one here can see you, so stay in your place. Sebastian says, you know you're messing with the royal family, right? Arthur and Sylvie come together telling him, talk according to your condition. What is your current status? Sebastian starts apologizing, and suddenly time returns to normal. Sebastian is terrified and Arthur collapses. When Arthur regains consciousness, he's thinking about whether he went too far. His mom comes to see him and he asks, what happened after I fainted? She says, nothing major. Everyone was worried, but the doctor said you'd be fine. There was a lot of concern, but now that you're okay, it doesn't matter. They both go out shopping together. While shopping, he finds something he likes and takes it. His mom says, your sister Ellen will really love this. If you want anything, you can take it. She mentions, don't worry about my job. I found a shop to work at. Hearing this, Arthur is shocked, and they end up doing lots of shopping before returning home. We see Arthur's father talking to one of the king's men about the threat made against his son's life. When Arthur enters, the messenger says, you've finally arrived. Basically, what happened was that the two guards' attack on the child was very disrespectful. The king was also apologizing for this and had brought money for consolation. The messenger says, you should accept our apology. Arthur tells his dad that he wasn't the one who got hurt, it was those soldiers who got injured instead. When asked about Sebastian, the messenger says his leg was broken and that he's sorry, but this was completely false. Because of this, the king was very troubled. Arthur's father, worried, says, you attacked my son, so how much more should weak people bear? The messenger responds, your son is very talented, but he needs to learn some manners too. Hearing this, Arthur's father accepts the apology and takes the money offered. Arthur's father gives him the money, saying, you're grown up now, so you should take this money. Arthur sits alone, thinking that he's become too weak and everyone considers him small. He needs to do something about this situation. The next day, he goes to a place where there are many children around him. Then an owl appears, and following it, Arthur reaches a forest. There, an old woman is waiting and says, Arthur, you've come here. And with this, the episode ends right here. What did you think of episode 10? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more the beginning after the end content. Until next time, keep decoding those scenes.